Hello, family. Today we're going to be reading part two for the May of 1954. My Little Mary. I'm going to put a new motor in my car Thursday evening. I don't know for sure what it's going to cost me yet and which motor I'm going to get. A good friend of mine and I are going to go put it in. He is only charging me $10, where it could cost as much as $25 or $30 to have it put in at a garage. So I'm able to save some money there. I worked last night until about 10 o'clock. We were not very busy, so I had it fairly easy, although I had to fix two flat tires. After I closed the station, Goose and Mitch and I went to Mercer's for a while. Blow and Bob were there, so we could bowl for a few drinks and have some ham sandwiches. I was pretty hot, and I left Mercer's a nickel ahead after having 4 beers and a sandwich. We went out to the Blue Shale for a while, too. That is a place on the highway towards Surgeon Bay, the one on which Jean lives. It is the place we stopped Saturday night after we left Bill's, where we're going to buy the new spirits, but didn't. Do you remember that place? I doubt it. I went to school this morning at 8:15, but after class, Father said there would be no creative writing class at 9:10. So I went to the bay. On the way home, guess what happened? I ran out of gas. I had to walk a mile to the nearest gas station. I know I would run out, but I didn't care. I like something like that to make life more interesting, and besides, I needed the exercise. I ate dinner at home this at noon. My mother, another lady, and my aunt are all cleaning the house. Spring house cleaning, I guess. The whole house sure was a mess. There was hardly any place to sit down. I'm glad I'm not a woman to help with that work. It sure is harder than the little work I do at the station. Next Monday, there's going to be a big banquet south of Decatur. It is for the serious seniors at our school. I don't know sure yet if I'm going to go. If I do, I might miss my reserve meeting. And besides, it costs money to go to the banquet. Well, sweetie, I'm at the station right now, and there's a bunch of us here. We're having a big ball session. One of our buddies is having a big party the 29th of May, the same weekend as the wedding of BM, the one you and I are invited to. This party, everyone has to bring their girls. Will you please come down for that weekend? Can you come Saturday without taking off work? Would you please ask your mother if you can come down? I really want you to come. Will you? Bye-bye, my darling. I'll write you tomorrow. If I had my way, you'd be mine. Love, Jerry. P.S. I had a few drinks. Bad, isn't it? May 19th, Tuesday. Well, how's my best boat today? I have had quite a day. Not very exciting, but pretty busy. In the first place, I overslept this morning and I was late for work, which made my boss not too pleased with me. I was just my cheerful self, though, and he soon got over it as usual. He's funny one, really moody. You never know quite what to expect, but I think we probably keep him guessing a little too. The poor fellow has 6 girls like me working for him, and we're all real good friends, which makes it worse for him since we have so much to say to each other and only 8 hours to squeeze it in. Would you like a job like his? This morning I wasn't awake in time, but yesterday I was thinking of you real early your on your bus, and I knew just where you were too. It's a nice feeling to know where you are and what you're doing. Makes me feel closer to you somehow. I even know where you're going to school now, don't I? But sure not to turn too soon and turn into the reformatory where they might not let you go. I mean, of course, that they might use you as a good example to the boys to encourage them to be good too. This evening, some of the girlfriends and myself got together in one of the girls' houses. We had a nice time and talked plenty. They all wanted to hear about our weekend together, so I told them all the things we did. It's surprising how much we could crowded into our 2.5 hour days. That all want they all want to meet this fellow who was captured my interest so completely. The next time we get together, I'll let you teach me to drive, but someplace with less traffic. I really believe you would have let me try to drive on that highway. My, but you are brave. I sure didn't want to risk our lives just yet. We have too much to live for, but maybe that would have been an ideal time. We would have been sharing eternity together right now. Doesn't that sound beautiful? Someday we will. I still think we should do something real worthwhile first. Don't you agree? Were you really serious when you said you didn't want me to go to California? You said that third week in June we could spend together. If I knew for sure real soon, I might be able to work something out with my girlfriend. I mentioned it to her this evening, and she didn't shoot me like I said she might. We could spend part of the time with my folks and part of it with yours. I could save a lot more pennies that way for my piggy bank, too. If I don't go to California, I could almost buy your Cadillac now. Good deal, huh? I wish I could express myself as well as you do, because I want to say something that is real difficult for me. It concerns our conversation on the way to Milwaukee. I was a little bit upset, as you know, and when I feel that tears coming, I always lose my voice. It's so aggravating sometimes because that's usually when I have the most to say. I thought at first you were telling me just to hurt I thought at first you were telling me just to hurt me, but I know now that you were only saving me from something worse if I heard it from someone else. You are sweet, Jerry, but I guess I have told you that before, haven't I? Thank you for telling me yourself. To tell you the truth, what hurt me the most was my pride. I would like to think that I'm the only girl you ever think about, but that is selfish, isn't it? My mother has always told me that there is no great loss without some small gain. It's true, because I'm sure now how much you really mean to me, or I wouldn't have felt the way I did. I wasn't going to mention any of this, but I thought it better because I don't want you to think that I don't trust you, because I do. I hope you would never do anything wrong. It wasn't that at all. It was just my silly old pride. Forgive me for being so silly. In fact, I want to go to Colorado with you now more than ever, if only to prove that all girls aren't such a nuisance. I would even learn to make something real good for you, like eat more and cook for you. Eat more is a family recipe. But it's all impossible because I'm so darn ethical. You honestly wouldn't want me any other way, would you? Guess who I dreamt about last night? I think that's why I overslept. I didn't want to wake up. My dreams are better than reality. Life is pretty wonderful, isn't it? It's our own little way, isn't it? Be good and gay, and most of all, love me a little. All your very own Mary. P.S. Give Penny a little kiss for me. P.P.S. I'm a little talkative tonight, aren't I? But I feel real good, and I want you to feel the same. May 20th, Wednesday night. Hi, Mary. You sure floored me with that nice letter I received today. You write a lot better letters than I do. I love every one of them. Lately, I've been running out of words. I just can't seem to find the right ones to tell you what I really want to say. But I'll just keep on trying. I didn't think I would be able to write to you tonight because I have so much work to do. But I just couldn't let one day go by without talking to my little honey. I have one of my novels already read, and I have a good start on the second one. So my work this week is almost finished. But then there is still next week to contend with my term papers and short story. I will have all this work done by the time I come up here, by the time you come up here. So I can relax and have a good time, and I know we will. Right now, I'm listening to the Brave game. The Braves are winning 6-1 in the eighth inning. I see the Cubs beat the Dodgers a few games. What's going on down there in Chi? The Braves play the White Sox in Milwaukee Thursday, and then they play the Cubs Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I bet you a drive on each. I'll bet you a dime on each game. Deal? Of course, I'll take the Braves. Well, sweetheart, as I suspected, I didn't finish the letter last night. I got busy at the station. Then I didn't get a chance to finish. By the way, my little bank is not for my little bank is not for my car. It is for something much different. I'll tell you what it's for. Someday, now, no more questions about it. But if you still want to save your money to buy me my caddy convertible for my birthday, that is all right with me. In fact, it is a very good idea. Why don't you do just that? Well, it is all set. We're going to double with Denny and Vi again Saturday night for the party. I talked to them last night about it. Denny said he can't see why I like to come way up here to Green Bay to see me. He said, there must be thousands of boys in Chi nicer than me. He was kidding, of course, but I told him there must be something between us, like love, maybe. How was that for an answer? He didn't have much to say after that. Another thing about that party. Would you bring a long pair of slacks? Because the party's an outdoor one, not a dressed up fancy affair, but is one of the many summer get togethers. Remember Friday night at the dance up here at school? They announced the Ugly Man contest? Well, there has been voting going on all this week. Well, I got some votes, but one of my good buddies up here at school is almost the top 10 in the finals. I hope he wins. In order to vote, it costs us money, a penny to vote. But the money is being used to contribute to a shrine we are building here at school. The contest is more of a popularity contest rather than based on looks. I just finished reading your letter you wrote on Tuesday. You sure can outwrite me. Where do you find all the things to write about? I guess the trouble with me is I never have nice conditions under which to write. When I come home at night, I'm so dead tired I can't even stay awake to write a letter to my love. That deal about Colorado, I'm sorry I deceived. And also, I'm very, very sorry that I hurt you. I'll never do that again as long as I live, I promise. I hope you won't say anything about it to anyone. Otherwise, they might not think too much of me. The thing to do is just to close that book, forget all about it, never mention it again, and then there will be no more hard feelings and hurt feelings. Okay, sweetie? Denny told me that his mother told him that she thought you and I make a very good couple and that something nice might result in our going together. Think there's any truth in that statement? I sure hope so, don't you? We'll try, won't we? I have the pictures back that I took before the formal. They didn't turn out too bad. The best one is the one I took of you standing alone. You can see them when you come up next week. Be sure to bring along the pictures you took, too. Okay? Well, heart of my heart, I'll close for today. Be good and be careful and stay just the way you are, 'cause I love every bit of you. Honestly, I love you, Jerry. May 20th, Wednesday. Hi, honey. Well, greetings and salutations from the land of sunshine. Shy. Believe it or not, the sun did shine today, but it was so windy I almost didn't have to take the bus to work. I nearly blew there. That sounds like fun, but the wind was coming from the wrong direction. I might have ended up in the loop. Can't you see me now sailing through the air with the greatest of ease? Gee, I'm goofy tonight. I got your letter today saying that you're coming to see little old me the weekend of the 5th. I'm going to call from work tomorrow and get the tickets for the Cinerama. Why don't you come Friday evening after school? It would give us more time to do all the things I'm thinking of. There are really a lot of things to do here. We're going to have lots of fun. I was sure sorry to hear that you had so much trouble getting home. I had a feeling that was going to happen, so I prayed for you all the way home. The next time, I'll come and get, sorry, I'll come and get a round trip ticket regardless of what you say. I can't have things like this happening just because of me. You're so right. It would be just wonderful if we could spend every weekend together, but we seem to be doing pretty good for being so far apart. Nothing can keep us apart, can it? It makes me so happy when I think of this summer and all the things that we might do together. I wish I was talented like you so that I could be a little competition in some of the many sports that you play. I have a few talents, though. I know how to go on picnics very well, and how to climb hills, and wade in streams, ride in cars, and I can even play catch. Have you ever known anybody who could do so many different things in your life? But someday I'll learn to be a great sportswoman from the great sportsman named Jerry. He's really a pretty nice guy. This evening I didn't go anywhere, so I thought my mom and I would watch television together. I hardly sat down when I fell to sleep in the chair. She let me sleep and wake me only for about an hour ago. I took a bath and washed my hair, and now I feel real wide awake. On Perry Como's program, I heard a really pretty song. If it's out yet, I'll get the record and play it just for you when you come. It is his latest record. I suppose it's in the stores already. I think I'll get some rest now so that I'll be a little better company for my mom in the future. You are my only one. Love, Mary. May 21st, Thursday. Hello, Jerry. It's like December in here. You should see me. I'm all bundled up like an Eskimo. If my handwriting is shaky, it's because I'm freezing, nothing else. I'm sitting in the middle of the bed with mountains of blankets and pillows around me. Real cute. It's a funny thing, but I knew before I even opened your letter today that you had been to Mercer's. Your penmanship is a giveaway. As for coming to Green Bay the next weekend, I just might do that little thing. Are you sure your mother and dad won't get tired of seeing me so often? If I do, please don't let your mother go to any trouble. Last time she sure did. How are we going to be able to go to both the wedding and that party the same evening? We'll be sort of busy, won't we? I called the railroad to find out the times of the trains, both to and from on the Milwaukee and Northwestern. I have to make one more phone call though first, and then I'll let you know for sure and what time and all that. The pictures we took should be coming back tomorrow. I'm anxious to see them. They might not have come out though because it was a little cloudy that day. Oh well, we can always take some more next time, huh? Did either you or Denny get yours yet? Right now, I'd like to be all dressed up in my formal dancing with you again. You should see my poor little flower now. It's all flattened out in my photo album. My brother Joel just came home and we were chatting for a while. He has been working every night in the station for about 2 weeks. He is learning the tricks of the trade. Jim came home from the hospital yesterday, so he can't do much yet, but Joel has been a big help to them. Too bad I didn't learn to pump gas when I was talking about it. Then I could have helped too. The poor kid looks kind of tired. After all, he works 8 hours at his own job and then about 4 hours at the station. He has really as much ambition as you and I. My eyes are closing on me, so I better close before I fall asleep. Anyway, I'm anxious to have some nice dreams. Bye bye, honey. Until tomorrow. Love and kisses, Mary. May 24th, Saturday evening. Hi, honey. I've decided that Denny's mother is a very good judge of people since she thinks we make a nice couple. She's a lady after my own heart because I think we make a good couple too. And I'm sure everything will work out just fine for us, like you say. But I don't think we'll have to try very hard. My feelings for you come naturally. Yesterday evening, my girlfriend and I went to the Trito del Lago in No Man's Land. Sounds fancy, doesn't it? Well, it is sort of. It's a real nice movie north of Wilmette, Illinois, near the lake on Sheridan Road. They call it No Man's Land because it's in the middle of nowhere. That makes sense, doesn't it? We saw new faces. If you haven't seen it yet, don't bother because you haven't missed much. After the show, we went to Cooley's Cupboard in Evanston and had something to eat. It's real well-known place around these parts because it is near Northwestern and all the college students go there a lot. In fact, some nights you can't even get in, it's so crowded. The reason we could buzz around so much was because Jerry's brother, he goes to college, had homework to do last night and he let us have the Corvette. It is it isn't shiny and new like your boyfriend's, but it gets us around. This morning, I went downtown and took my little niece Rosemary with me. We went down on the Sheridan Road bus. It's a real pretty ride through the park and along the lake shore. We shopped for a while and then I took her to dinner. She was having such a good time. It isn't very often that her old aunt takes her any place. Gee, she looked cute. Her mommy had her all dressed up for the occasion. While we were there, I stopped and got our tickets for the Cinerama. Don't tell anybody, but this is the real reason I went. My brother Don and his wife Betty and their two children were just here for a while. Distance doesn't keep them away either. Why do all my favorite people live so far away? I wish you could meet them. They're so much fun, but you will someday. Didn't this week go by fast? I hope the next one does the same, but it probably won't, especially those last couple of days. We had a pretty good time at work yesterday, though. Everybody was so silly, even my boss. He spent the whole day teasing us. He was a he has a pet subject for each one of us, and you are his pet subject for me. I have a new nickname. Now it's not the Ski Queen anymore, it's the Green Bay. That sounds funny in the office when he calls me. And each time he says it, I blush, which amuses him to no end. I went to 8 o'clock Mass this morning, and during the Mass, a little dog came in church. Finally, after an exciting chase, somebody got him outside, and it wasn't 10 minutes later when a bird flew in. There was no way to get rid of it, but it was rather difficult to pray while the bird was fluttering around the pillars. I have never been to such a distracting mass in my life. Do exciting things like that happen in your church? I can't imagine what it is in my letter that floored you, and I don't overwrite you at all. Your letters are beautiful. Maybe I'm prejudiced, but I like them. The reason I have so much to say is because I have to save it up all day just for you, and then I pour it all out on paper in the evening, since I don't have you here to find out for yourself. The best part of the day is when I'm writing to you. It's almost like being with you, but not very almost, is it? Sunday afternoon. Well, today, Chicago is really the land of sunshine. It is so beautiful out. I'm going to write this evening like I usually do, but I wanted to share this sunshine with you. It makes me feel real good, but a little lonely when the weather is so perfect. It reminds me of something your mother said to me while I was at your house. I was admiring the tulips on the radio, and she said, "Doesn't it make you wonder what heaven can be like when things on earth are so beautiful?" It was such a wonderful thing to say, and something I thought of often but never said. It really gives you something to think about, doesn't it? I wish I have that lady. She is. I wish I were have the lady she is, half the lady she is. This afternoon, my mom and I went to the music recital at the grammar school. Rosemary was playing the piano in it. She did pretty good, too. It is the first time I have ever heard her play. Some of the little tots were so cute, and some were so funny. The little boys were so embarrassed, they would bow and nearly run off the stage. I got a big kick out of it. I bet you would have been bored stiff, though. We just got home from there. It's only about 4:30 now. Just think, last week, at this time, we were at the Sturgeon Bay, and next week we will be someplace else together. And the week after, too, huh? What a wonderful thought. I just thought of something. You better be rid of that cough when I get there, or I'll fill you up with medicine and put you to bed and come right back home. I'm not kidding. That's terrible. You could make yourself real sick now, not doing anything for it. I want you nice and healthy boyfriend, like you were when I met you. The reason you attracted me was because you were so strong, healthy, full of fun and laughter. Now, of course, there is more to it than that. I'd love you if you were an old, stickly person, but I'd rather you weren't, especially if there is something you can do about it. I wish you were mine and you were right here where I could keep an eye on you. You would probably be spoiled something awful, but at least you'd be healthy. I haven't decided what I'm going to do this evening yet, but a couple of my girlfriends and I go are going over to St. Henry's Parish. Something is brewing over there, so maybe I'll tag along. I have to go help my mother with dinner now, so I'll close. May God bless you every day and keep you for me. I offer you my heart, Mary. P.S. I love you too. May 23rd, Sunday morning. Hi, sweetie. My mother said I must have you trained already for writing me a letter every day. I told her that I didn't have to train you. We just enjoy talking back and forth every day, don't we? And besides, it's the best way for two people to love to stay close to each other. Last night, Denny, Goose, Mitch, and I went to the stock car races in Luxembourg. There was only one rollover and no bad smash ups like there usually is. Of course, this is the first one of the year, and maybe the drivers were a little bit scared to drive reckless. In each race, we all would pick a car to win, the four of us. We were betting for small beers. The person's car who came in last had to buy a round of drinks. Denny lost 4 out of 5 races. He would bet on the same car again because he knew the fellow who owned the car, and the car was souped up. But all 3 races it was entered, it never finished, and Denny bet on him every time. I was pretty lucky. I had 4 first places and a third. I sure called the lucky last night. It sure was my lucky night, but I wasn't as lucky last night as I was the night of the 27th of February, was I? Just think, if you kids hadn't gone out with us that night, this lovely thing between us might never be. You know, you almost didn't go with us, remember? I finally convinced you to go, although I never dreamt that you and I would be in love someday. But I guess it is all up to God. He must have decided at the last moment that we should go out together that night. What am I saying? He knew it all the time, that we were made for each other, and I hope it is forever. What do you say? We never have a difference or a disagreement ever. If we give in when there is a difference, there will never be any hard feelings or loss of love between us. How could you ever say that someone would get tired of seeing you? That is an impossibility. My parents, they're almost as happy to see you as I am. Don't worry about my mother going any trouble over you. She enjoys that, especially since that person is so sweet and lovable and loved by me. The more you come, the better. Understand? When you come, make sure you only buy one ticket. Now I mean that, or else I will take you over my knee. Did you know that we're going to have another 3-day weekend? You don't have to work on Monday the 31st, do you? Neither do I. So that means another big weekend for us. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? I went golfing Saturday afternoon with Warren Newman. I don't think you met him. One of the few you didn't meet. He and I, and have a lot of fun, but my golf was a little off. But if I go out a little more often, it would probably improve. We went riding in his old convertible after golfing. The weather up here has been just perfect the last 4 days. I sure wish my sweetie were here to enjoy it with me. Wouldn't it be nice if the weather were perfect for the Memorial Weekend, too? I think we could find a lot of things to do, couldn't we? Well, my love, I'll close for today, but I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye bye. God bless you, and keep you mine. I love you truly, Jerry. P.S. What do you know? I finished the letter in one place. I am working at the station and no one is upset. AMDG at the bottom of the envelope. May 25th, Wednesday, Monday. Hi, Jerry. I'm writing from the usual place, but I'm so sleepy now that if I stop writing for a minute, I'll fall asleep. I had a very strenuous evening. Went shopping with my mother. She wanted to buy a couple of house dresses, and she needs me for moral support, I guess. I offered to sew her some house dresses, but I said that the material would cost as much as the dress itself. What a shame. I can't even exercise my great talent. Ha ha. I was a little disappointed when I got home from work. There was no little letter waiting for me. I don't think you received one from me either today. So we can be sad together. I have decided to come on the same train I did before. Are you going to meet me again like you did before? I sure hope so, and without that cough, too. I'm so sleepy I can hardly keep my eye open. You will excuse me this once, won't you? If I go on now, I'm afraid I won't make much sense. In the morning, I'll be more alert. Good morning, sweetheart. I'm at work now, and I've been trying all morning to get enough time to write you, but I'm so important around here that they can't do without me for a minute. I wonder what would happen if I quit. Think they would go bankrupt? That's a laugh. My boss has no consideration for people in love. Won't even let me write a letter to you on company time. But I am anyway. We don't care what he thinks, do we? I must have been really sleepy last night. How dull can a letter sound? I should have thrown it away and started over, but you might as well read it first. You can throw it away for me. What do you do with my letters after you read them? Boys don't keep things like that, do they? I have all your letters in my drawer with a pretty pink ribbon around them. My love letters. I wouldn't part with them for the world. Someday we can sit down and read them together. They're almost like a diary. I guess I owe you a fortune. The stupid old Cubs lost their game with the Braves. You can put your winnings in the little bank when I get there. I certainly is a beautiful morning. We should be driving through a sunny park in a convertible right now, side by side. Agree? Or even a little Plymouth would be pretty wonderful. Even more so, I think. I'm trying so hard to write you a nice letter, and everybody is interrupting me. I wish the whole world would go away for just a little while and leave me all alone with the thought of you. Then I could concentrate a little better. Suddenly, I'm feeling mighty low. I just called home and there is no letter from you. No, who's waiting? No, who's waiting for me? It's been 3 days since I have heard from you. Seems like an eternity. But I suppose you're getting all your homework done before this weekend. At least I hope so. I must go console myself now, so I'll end this. Bye bye for a while. Love, Mary. May 25th, Tuesday morning. Hi, sweetheart. I'm sorry I missed writing the last couple of days. No kidding. I've been so busy the uh, last and Monday. I've thought of you constantly and promised myself that I would write to you at night when I came home. But then I'm so dead tired I can't even stay awake to drop a line to the most wonderful girl in the world. I couldn't even stay awake Sunday night to talk to my mom, although we did talk for a little while, mostly about you. She suggested something that we could do over the weekend, but I told her there wasn't enough time to squeeze it in. We can do it when you come here on your vacation. I'll tell you what it is when you come up this weekend. It's going to be lots of fun. Right now, I'm sitting out in the sun in the back of the gym at school. It's real nice and peaceful here, right down by the beautiful Fox River, one of the few rivers in the world that flow north. I hope you'll excuse the penmanship. I'm writing to you on my lap. I like to write letters when it's nice and quiet, so I can dream about you, my little honey. Last night, we had a big banquet for our senior class. It was held at a nice new place south of De Pere. We had roasted chicken and all we could eat, and I sure did. We did quite a bit of drinking, too. St. Norbert men are famous for that. In fact, I drank more beer last night than I ever did before in my life. I wasn't drunk, though, but almost. We stayed there until the place closed at 1 o'clock. I had a terrific time, but I spent much too much money. But I guess those things only happen once in a great while. You know, wherever I go, I wish you were with me, because then I would have 10 times as much fun, and I could keep thinking of all that night. Sunday, there were some big races in Wilmot, Illinois, and Goose and I were going to go to them. But then our friends told us we couldn't afford it. Wilmot is about 30 miles from Chicago, and we're going to drop in and surprise you Sunday night, but then we didn't. I didn't think I would find your home on a Sunday night, though, right? We went to Manitowoc and Two Rivers instead. We're going to Appleton after night, but we were too worn out, so we just went to a quiet show and Mercer's after. I still haven't started my term paper or short story yet. They both have to be finished by Friday. I guess I better get on the ball, don't you think so? Well, my sweetie, I'll close the short dissertation, but I'll write you again tomorrow for sure. Till then, I'll be thinking of you constantly because you are my life and my love. All my love, Jerry. P.S. I'll be seeing you in 3 terribly long days. The closer the weekend comes, the longer the days and hours seem till you are in my arms. May 27th, Tuesday evening. Dearest Mary, I received your letter, the long one today. 10 pages. Wow. Where do you get it all? You know, if you write too much, you won't have anything to say when you come up this weekend. I'm only kidding, of course, because I love every word you write. And besides, I need every letter to help bolster up my spirits. You're the only person in the world who can do that. I went to the office for a little while tonight, but I came home fairly early, as you can see. Office is a nickname we gave a Mercer's because we all put some time in there. I was pretty lucky all day today. I didn't lose on the bowling machine, and when I played ping pong, I was also pretty hot. Well, my sweetheart, it is now Thursday morning, and I am down at the library studying and doing my lessons. I can't describe how busy I have been. I know I told you that before. But when school is finished, I'll write to you every day, honestly. When I'm finished with summer school, I'm going to take it easy for a while. I'll be working, of course, but that is easier than school any day because I won't have any schoolwork to do after hours. When you get your vacation in June, we're going to have the best time of our lives, aren't we? A whole week together, and we won't have to worry in the world. Well, as you know, our gang always changes their minds. Well, again, there's a few changes in the plans for the weekend, but don't worry about them. Just come as you planned. I kind of thought that we were going to come up earlier Saturday, but if 5 o'clock is the earliest you can make it, that is all right with me. As long as you are satisfied, I'm satisfied. I didn't get my car fixed yet. I haven't found any time. I planned on overhauling the motor the week after my final exams. That way, I can take a couple of nights to do it, and I won't have to worry about my homework. Well, my little sweetie, my pen's almost out of ink, and I'm sorry I have to close, but a short letter is better than none at all. Bye bye, my true love. God bless you and keep you just for me. With all of my heart and soul, love, Jerry. P.S. What in the world is Igitamomabekoi? I'm not sure what that is. All right, May 27th, Wednesday. Hi, honey. You have confused me completely about the ticket to Green Bay. I don't know what to do now. It would be a terrible thing if you turned me over your knee just because I got a round trip ticket. I bet you couldn't do it. If I do stay until Monday, that would be Memorial Day, and there would be so much traffic on the roads. I don't like the thought of you driving back alone. If anything happened to you, I would never forgive myself. I think I better get a round trip ticket. And I'm going to face the consequences. This evening, Jerry and another girlfriend, myself, went over to St. Henry's Parish to the social in the clubhouse. We had a lot of fun. They have pool tables for the boys, and a ping pong table, and a jukebox, and a bowling machine, too. We goofed around on the piano for a while, too. And then later, there was a meeting. It is the noisiest meeting in history. Everybody talks at once, and they come to very few decisions. They're having a big picnic Sunday at Fox River Grove. I would have gone otherwise, but I have a much more important date that day with a very special person. I'm so glad I'm going to see you again this weekend. It is such a wonderful feeling being in love, something I never really experienced before. I hope I'll always feel just like this. I believe you are right, Jerry. I'm sure God planned everything just the way it happened. He is being almost too good to us. We must be having a share of our heaven on earth. Wonderful, though, isn't it? Tomorrow is a holy day, so I'll have to get up early to go to Mass. It is about 12:30 now, and I'm not really very tired, but I should get to a few winks before morning. I don't want to stop now, but maybe I better. When you read this, it'll be one more day till we're together again. So I'll be seeing you, sweetheart, about 5 o'clock Saturday afternoon with a round trip ticket. May God bless you every day, and I will love you every day. Be good, and I'll see you real soon. Almost all my loving kisses. I have to save a little for my family. Mary. Right, and that's where we're going to stop because then we go into June. Right, see you later.